Good morning. I wanted to take a minute and actually, I'm going to take 20 minutes and just tell you some of the things that I learned as far as using oils for pregnancy and for delivery, and even a few things for after the baby comes. So, I'm going to start by saying I'm not a doctor. I know some of you guys think that I am. I always choose a natural remedy first, but if you do feel like you know yourself and it's just extreme, whatever your situation is or whatever you're facing, please go see your doctor. So I'm going to start by talking about things from the very beginning. So we'll start with hormone support. So now hormones, you have a level of progesterone and it's usually between 10 to 20. During your pregnancy, it kind of shoots up the whole 9 months. When you deliver, it goes from 900 that day. Within 24 hours it drops to 0. And so the hormones going from 10 to 900 is what causes all the crazy emotions. And so one of the things to support is an oil called Progessence Plus. You rub it on your forearms and it really supports your hormones. I used it every day for my first trimester and then I stopped, and then the day I went into labor you rub it on to prevent the big shock from going from 900 to 0. It'll help it to balance out faster. The next thing that I want to talk about is a few things for prenatal vitamins. So just to be super honest, not everything is made equally. Your doctors can tell you just go buy any, but natural doctors will say don't buy gummies. They are not made equally and they're not the best to digest. And also, if you are really trying to go all natural, when you buy the vitamins like at Walmart, Target, or whatever, sometimes it's the synthetic version of the certain vitamins. And so, yes, you can get them there, but if you're looking for an alternative, Young Living has a multivitamin called Master Formula, and they like to pair it with our Super B, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So, Super B is something that I don't think a lot of doctors tell you, but when you are feeling super exhausted, you want to try to take a vitamin B supplement. It'll really support with your energy. The reason that, seriously, I've heard this so many times before I actually looked into it, but a lot of natural doctors will say if you're pregnant, buy Young Living Super B, and it's because they have folate in it, and it's the natural form of it from plants. And when you buy it in a store, it's synthetic. It's made in a lab. So this is like the purest form of folate, and it's crazy because that's what we need for our baby's brain to develop. So I was just really glad that my second pregnancy I knew about that. The next thing I want to talk about is Nixure Red. So if you are someone especially that struggles with eating a lot of fruits and veggies, we know that we need a lot of them in a day. Most of us don't eat the amount we're supposed to, but this is basically all of the fruits and veggies and antioxidants you need in a day in a shot, and we'll talk a lot about it in a few slides. So yeah, those are a few things you can do to support your body systems. So back to this is focus and energy. Mom brain is legit. When you're growing a baby, you're just tired, and so this really supports with energy specifically. Another thing for focus and energy is peppermint. You can just get a drop and either diffuse it or you can rub it on your temples, and it really supports with like awakening you and just helping you to stay focused. This is an interesting one, but so for focus and energy, peace and calming is a great one. It's more gentle than peppermint, so it has calming oils because sometimes in pregnancy you can't stay focused because of all the things you're thinking about, and sometimes you just do need that little mood boost. So this has citrus in it, which is a mood boost, and calming oils, so it kind of does two things and can help you with focus and energy. Morning sickness. Let's talk about that. So morning sickness is kind of inevitable with all the crazy hormone changes, but what I can tell you is that there's things you can do to be preventative. So one thing you can do is you can wake up and drink a little bit of Nixure Red with cold water. That's what I did. So I found that when you wake up on an empty stomach, it's worse. So drinking just a little bit of this, like half of this shot in cold water, helped to balance me. If it was really bad, I would put peppermint on my nose and just take slow, deep breaths in. Another thing that I did was you can drink a tea with peppermint. So this is a vitality oil. Put one drop of this, and then if you want it next level, you can put a drop of ginger. That also is what helped me when I was pregnant. I had like motion sickness. I would get car sick, and that's not me. So that's something you can try. And then lastly, some people said lavender worked, like just putting it on, closing their eyes and smelling it. I didn't do that because if I did that, I'd fall asleep. But you can try it. So this is a crazy one. Heartburn is real in pregnancy. With my son, it was at the last week of pregnancy, and I just was kind of like, the remedies I've tried aren't working. Oh well. With my daughter, heartburn started from like week 2. And so I was desperate because it would get so bad. And I finally read something that I thought, there's no way, but I'm so desperate and I have both oils, I'll try it. So somebody read that they could try this, and then they tried it and swore by it. I'm now the second person you know, so try it. Basically, this is an oil called Gentle Baby. It's made by Young Living, has tons of great oils in it, but it's perfectly diluted for a newborn. And this is Digest. It's an oil that supports gut health, and what you do is you pour some drops of Gentle Baby on your hand, and you go from your neck to the bottom of your bra strap with that, and then you get Digest, and you go from your bra strap to the middle of your stomach. I don't know why, guys. Honestly, I didn't care. I just knew that these were always in my purse because with Sarah, even if I stayed away from citrus, even if I drank a lot of water, even if I didn't eat spicy, I had heartburn. So that was life-saving for me. Okay, lack of sleep. I'm sure you've heard it, but you definitely want to get your sleep in now. When baby's born, you're gonna have to be waking up a lot, and I'm just going to leave it at that. But you'll survive, I promise. You'll get through it. One of the things that you can do for yourself, and actually in the future with baby too, is diffuse lavender and cedarwood. So now lavender and cedarwood is like a sleep potion. It's super, super calming. I put a roller, and by roller, I mean you just get a roller bottle and fill it with coconut oil. This one has flowers because I was trying to be cute. But put like 10 drops and 10 drops, roll it on the bottom of your feet, on the back of your spine like a perfume. Just make sure you are getting the oils on you to smell it, and it'll change frequencies to help you get to sleep faster and stay asleep longer. So that's a really great combo. One of the reasons that people say they struggle with sleep in pregnancy is because they get those Charlie horse cramps, and that comes from dehydration, lack of circulation, cramping because of the extra body weight really fast. In 9 months, you gain, quite a bit of weight, and so doctors will tell you drink more water, stretch, but they won't tell you something. And I kind of have asked around. None of my friends have told me that their doctor said this, but a natural doctor told me to up my calcium levels. And so when I upped my calcium levels, drank more water, I did see that they would not come as often. And then if you want to go next level, cypress is an oil that supports circulation. So you can put a few drops of cypress with lotion or coconut oil and like rub it, massage it on your legs before you go to bed, and that really supports the circulation and can prevent the cramping. If you don't have cypress but you do have ylang ylang, this is also a great oil because it supports circulation. And if you are somebody who's struggling with high blood pressure in pregnancy, get this oil. It supports high blood pressure and depression and anxiety, all those things that can be helping the blood pressure to stay up. So this is a really great one to try. It's super calming. They actually use it in China as medicine, but I think you'll love it. So you can try that for blood pressure or for circulation. So this is something that I didn't know was a thing, but apparently you can get itchy skin when you're pregnant. And so I want to tell you guys to use your judgment. If the itchiness is like just in areas like maybe your thighs and your stomach where you're growing, it could just be because you're growing so rapidly, and I do have a remedy for that. But if it is like everywhere and you're just feeling like, oh my gosh, it's so bad, call your doctor. It could be that your liver or one of your organs is being overworked because you're making double the blood, drinking double the vitamins, all those things. So use your judgment on that. But if you think, man, it's just because I'm growing, then the quick fix for that is to get some lavender and some frankincense. Oh, where's my bottle of frankincense? It's up there. But lavender mixed with frankincense, it's amazing for moisture. It's amazing for skin. It's preventative for like stretch marks, which we'll talk a little bit more about in a few minutes. But yeah, so that is a really great option. If you have shea butter, you can do it with that also. Let's see here. So let's talk a little bit about stretch marks. One of the things that I found out is that the oils that were in this little bottle of Gentle Baby are amazing for skin and for blemishes. So basically, what so many people do is they mix lavender, frankincense, a little bit of Gentle Baby, and they put it in the microwave with coconut oil and shea butter. So first they put the shea butter and coconut oil in the microwave, melt it, and then they add the drops, maybe like 10 to 15 of each drop, and they make their own rub. And so that's how you can rub it on your stomach to be preventative for the stretch marks. And even if you are somebody who just got some already or have some from a previous, situation, rub it on because the frankincense helps your skin cells to reproduce at 3 times the rate, and so it can even be reversal of those scars or stretch marks. So sore muscles, I felt like my back would get sore a lot in pregnancy, even my neck, because your boobs, start to get bigger. But deep relief, so this one, I want you to decide if you want to use it. There are some people that said, like, after the pregnancy, that they felt that they didn't make as much breast milk when exposed to peppermint. I did some research on it. There's actually not sufficient data, but yeah, so this is a blend that does have peppermint in it, but you rub it on, it feels amazing. I would definitely try this over any painkiller during pregnancy. So yeah, that's something that you can decide. A better option, if you don't want to have to deal with that, is copaiba. It's an oil that works like a CBD oil. You can rub it on. It's good for inflammation. You can take a drink of it. You can rub it on, a few drops of a carrier oil. And then also, if you feel like it's your bones, like your hips are moving and all of that, Valor is a great oil. So Valor is a chiropractic oil, and so putting that on the bottom of your feet and the back of your spine can support also. So the worst thing that can happen is you get sick and you can't take medicine. So to be preventative of that, I like to diffuse thieves during my pregnancy. So thieves supports your immune system, but I also make an immunity roller. So I put thieves and some lemon, a little bit of frankincense, and you can even add like RC or Raven for respiratory support. And I just roll it on the bottom of my feet. And if you do get sick, you can take a drop of thieves in a tea. You can also start diffusing more or putting it on the bottom of your feet and spine every day, and it'll definitely help you get better faster without taking any of the medicines that aren't suggested during pregnancy. So sometimes people complain about their stomach hurting, not being able to go to the bathroom, or having stomach aches during pregnancy, and that is for a number of reasons, but Digize is definitely something that supports with that. I think I have it right here. So Digize, you can put a drop under your tongue, you can roll it on your stomach, you can put it on the bottom of your feet, but yeah, it'll definitely support gut health. Okay, so I want to move on to a few cute things. So one of the things that I did during labor is I took my diffuser and I took my oils with me. Reason I did that is because this is just a cute one. I'll show you. This one's a cute one for the nursery. This isn't the one I brought, but I love it because it turns different colors here, and then there's buttons on the back for sounds. It's only $50 and it's so cute. So I just wanted to show you this one. But yeah, when I diffused oils in the delivery room, I found that my nurses and doctors would come in and take a breath, and you can just see their shoulders get like, oh, it smells so good, and they're just a little bit nicer and in a better mood to you. So it worked for that, and then also it worked for me. So when I wanted to get some rest in between the contractions, the lavender and cedarwood, I got the epidural, and so I put that on and I wanted to take a nap. Once I was ready to start labor, my story was I didn't tell anyone because my aunt was having surgery and my husband had a job interview, and then once they were there, I was like, okay, epidural slowed down my contractions, but now I want to have this baby today, not tomorrow, like you're saying. So what I did is I rubbed clary sage, which is an oil that is known to support labor and contractions speed. I had my best friend like literally do like a pressure point massage, like massage it 10 drops on each foot on the bottom of my feet, and they went from saying you're gonna have this baby tomorrow to like, oh my gosh, like let me get the team ready maybe in an hour, and then they came back in 30 minutes and I was um, ready to push. But one of the things that I want to talk about is ClaraDerm. I cannot like forget to talk about this because I almost didn't buy it for myself. I sell Young Living, but I almost didn't buy it because I thought $60, and I've never like tried it, so I don't know. But basically, my doctor told me, every day we'd go and we'd have a joke like, "What's your oil tip of the day?" And I asked her about this, and she actually was like, "ClaraDerm from Young Living, that stuff works." My friend is a midwife. I asked her about it, and she was like, "That stuff works." So I overnighted it. Basically, you spray it twice a day in your vagina area, and it gets the muscles and the skin prepared to open and go back to normal faster and without tearing and all that kind of stuff. So I used it. It was a miracle worker. Within 2 days, I would forget to use the little squeezer bottle to wipe with water. I would just be like, oh shoot, I wiped with a napkin, because it didn't hurt. I did not have to wait 6 weeks before I felt like I could be intimate again. Everything just healed so fast with this stuff, and it really, really supported. I now believe all the posts online that say like, don't think about it, just buy it. Yes, it is worth your healing, friends. It is worth not ripping every single penny of it. So that's ClaraDerm. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is during pregnancy, like when it was time to push, there's two things that you can do for focus and energy. One of the things that I did was drink an extra red right before. When you're in labor, they will not let you eat, but they'll let you do liquids. And so I drank an extra red in a cup of ice water, and I really felt like it gave me that energy. And because it has so much nutrients, I felt like my hunger kind of got suppressed by it, so that's a great option. And then also, I used Peace and Calming. So now some people like to use peppermint on their temples for pushing. I was afraid that I might sweat and it would get in my eyes, which wasn't my story. With this stuff, guys, she came out like with my practice push. They had to stop me for the team to get ready. But anyways, Peace and Calming was what I used. The citrus in it is like uplifting, and then with the Nixia Red, I did feel like I had sufficient energy and joy and just excitement instead of like that fear, because in the diffuser, so I rubbed that on, but in the diffuser I did have Valor, and Valor is an oil that supports courage and bravery and is just really grounding for your emotions. So that's kind of what I did. Let's see. If you are somebody that is like stressed and this is scary for you, you can try diffusing stress away. That literally helps your body to melt cortisol levels, and so that anxiousness feeling won't be as bad. Let's see. I don't want to forget anything this time. Okay, so before I move on, I want to talk about this little snooper bear. It is so cute. Let me tell you what it does. So right here, there is a little plastic thing, and you put a piece of cotton in it with oils. I wish I had this at delivery. I didn't. I got it after because I didn't know about it. But now you all know about it. It's Snooper Bear, super cute. They have this and a unicorn. But basically, you can put this scent inside and just put this like on the bed or in the nursery. And it's I use it for calming and joy oils. My daughter kind of doesn't like to be put down, but if I put some of the oils that I'm used to wearing, like lemon and lavender, then she'll sit down and not realize I'm not holding her for a while, so that's very helpful. Also for sleep, you can put lavender and cedarwood. I know a lot of babies have a hard time sleeping, or Peace and Calming or Gentle Baby. So I just wanted to share that because I love it, love it, love it. It's been helping with my toddler and my newborn. I even like to hug it sometimes. It smells so good. And then I have to tell you about the seedlings baby oil. So there's a whole video I can do on seedlings. I'm just going to focus on this one, and I'll tell you why. I've had 3 situations that I just was so impressed with this stuff. The first one is at 1 month old, my daughter got a huge rash, like from the bottom of her eye to like the bottom of her cheeks, almost by her chin. And the doctor told me to wash her face with Head and Shoulders shampoo. If you've ever tried that, that stuff tingles and it's pepperminty, and I didn't want it to burn her, so I said, no way, Jose. I read that you could wash her face with the Gentle Baby Wash, which I have, and then I put this stuff on it. Within 24 hours, it was literally like non-existent. I'll show you pictures if you go on my Instagram at Jess_Jesus_oils_. You can see pictures of before and after. Also, if your baby has that like cradle cap, you can rub some of this on and brush it with a comb. It really loosens it nicely and it heals it in the process. And so a lot of people say like, yeah, you brush it off and it comes back. For my daughter, I would brush it off, it wouldn't come back. The spots that weren't ready to be brushed off, you know, a few days later I would try and it just wouldn't come back. And then my son, he's 3. I don't know what happened, but he got this crazy rash, and I didn't want to take him in with all this coronavirus stuff going on, so I figured I'll trace the rash, make sure it's not growing, and in the meantime I'll put some of this on. Literally, I think it was like 3 hours later it was gone. So this stuff has amazing oils in it. I know that there's amazing oils for skin, like lavender and geranium. Lang Lang is for calming, but yeah, this is definitely one thing that I would not go without. So if I had to tell you my favorites, I would say get yourself Super B for vitamins because folate and brain development. Get yourself this ClaraDerm, which is everything your husband will want, and you too actually, for healing of after delivery. And then, one oil, that's really hard. I think I'd have to pick 2. One, I'd choose between an emotional oil. So maybe like Valor, because that is uplifting and it instills bravery and it's grounding and calming. And then Nixia Red. Do not do pregnancy without Nixia Red. You can, but then if you have another time and tried Nixia Red, you will just know the difference. So get yourself some Nixia Red. And then lastly, get yourself a diffuser. So this is just the really cute one for the nursery. There's a beautiful one in the starter kit, but I'll do another video on oils specifically for babies and the products that Young Living has. And if you have any questions, you can look me up. My name is Jessica Cuellayos. I can be found at Jess_Jesus_oils on Instagram or TikTok. I also have a Facebook under that name. And if you are a website person and want to read a blog about this, my website is www.mdrnhouse, so like modern but without the vowels, mdrnhouse.com/Jessica Cuellayos. And I'll put that in the link here. Bye.